Hi again, welcome back to the Warwicks virtual stand. We're coming up to the last video for our equipment and I've left the best till last. So this is probably my favourite weapon the British Army used during the Second World War, and this is known as the Bren Gun. Now the Bren Gun is a light machine gun designed in Brno, Czechoslovakia, manufactured in Enfield. That's where the name comes from. Br for Brno, N for Enfield. It is quite a beast. As I say, 28 pounds. To put that into context, the Sten weighs about 5, the Lee Enfield weighs about 9. So it's still quite weighty. It fires 303 ammunition, the same as the rifle, and is accurate and lethal to the same ranges. It is accurate to a mile, lethal to 4. The only difference is that this puts rounds down range at a rate of 550 to 600 rounds a minute, which means it empties its 28 round magazine on top in about 2.5 seconds. So, what to tell you about it? It is just a brilliant gun. It's incredibly simple. It's incredibly light comparatively, and ironically, one of its main issues is that it's too accurate. Now that might sound like a strange issue for a gun. Too accurate, what's the problem? But the idea of a machine gun on a battlefield is not to kill the enemy, it's to suppress them, to make them duck, to spray an area that you think is full of Germans, to make them keep their heads down so your mates in the rifle section can advance without taking fire, and then they can storm that position. This Bren Gun, certainly others like it, can lying prone, where you normally fire it, can put one round on fully automatic almost exactly where you put the last, which is incredible. As I say, it's incredibly simple to maintain and is used by a 3-man crew. You have your gunner, you then have the loader, who, poor so-and-so, has to carry all of his own equipment, all of his own rifle ammunition, then he has to carry another 6 magazines of Bren ammunition plus a spare barrel plus all the extra equipment to maintain the weapon, and then you have a lance corporal leading that as well, and that produces about 60, 70, maybe even 80% of a section's firepower. So it's an absolutely vital weapon. Now normally you would fire this from prone. You've got a bipod here, you'd lie down, cock the weapon, take it off safe, you'd be lying here, lying on the floor. Now, you can fire it from the hip, like so. Generally, you should get shouted at if you do so, but it is incredibly satisfying. To give you an idea of how effective the Bren Gun can be, in Normandy, a Corporal Sidney Bates of the Royal Norfolk Regiment was manning a Bren Gun as a SS counterattack was launched into the Norfolk positions. Now this was at roughly company strength. I am paraphrasing slightly, so do excuse me. Corporal Sidney Bates was manning the gun with his friend, and his friend was killed next to him, and Corporal Bates absolutely lost it. He picked up his Bren Gun and ammunition and charged at the Germans, firing from the hip, screaming and shouting, emptying magazine and magazine into the advancing Germans. He was hit, he went down, he got back up and carried on. And this happened 3 times. And almost single-handedly, he saw off the SS counterattack. Now sadly, Corporal Bates died from the wounds inflicted, but he was awarded the VC. And it should give you an idea of just how much staying power, how powerful one man and a Bren Gun can be with the right motivation. A sad story, but a fantastic one to demonstrate the courage, the grit of the British Army and the effectiveness of the Bren Gun. So, those are the British Army weapons that you see on D-Day. That's what we carry as we represent the regiment as it was, and we're very proud to do so. So we're also incredibly proud to, as I say, be back at Iron Bridge, even if it's virtually, to defend our title that we were very proud to win last year of Best Display, which was fantastic, and we weren't expecting that. If you're interested in knowing more, please contact us. Our website is www.warwicks.com. royalwarwicks.com. If you Facebook search Royal Warwicks or Royal Warwickshire Regiment, you'll find us as well. It's been a pleasure to show you our stand. If you've got any questions, please feel free to let me know. We'll hopefully see you very soon when this is all over.